Check 1 2 1 2. Yeah, baby, we about to begin.
Welcome to the New Rugged Order podcast, exclusively on the Hard Knock Digital Culture channel. Now give it up to your host, people, MM2K.
Yo! What is up, everybody? It is your boy, MM2K of the Hard Knock Digital Culture. Y'all keep hearing me say that in my recent videos, and you're probably like, what the hell is the Hard Knock Digital Culture? Well, now you get to find out. Once again, we've been out of commission for about 2 years. Let me fix something real quick, because this is really bothering me. Hold on. This little square thingy here. Like, what the hell is going on with this thing right here? Oh, and we got some music. Hold on. All right. Oh, hell no. Oh, okay. I get it now. Okay. We can't mess with that. All right. We'll leave that alone. But what's up, everybody? What's going on? It is your boy MM2K of, as the aforementioned Hard Knock Digital Culture, back again with oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me try something else. I think I can fix this, man. And we're back again with our hardcore. Nah, I can't. Dagnabbit. We're back again with our hardcore gaming show where we talk about nothing but hardcore gaming. All right. This show has took a 2-year hiatus because I was dabbling in the clouds. I was dabbling in the clouds. I was messing around with Google Stadia. Yeah, don't flog me, don't run away. Just bear with me. And we were fascinated with the delivery method and the things that it was going to do, but as y'all all know, it's fizzled now. He said because cloud gaming ain't hardcore. Cold Blood Sensei, hey Cold Blood, I got a very important message for you. I think I'm coming through too loud. So let me turn this down a little bit. I think I'm coming through too hot. All right, I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. Let me know if I got to turn the music down a little bit too, because I haven't used this scene in 2 years. And so I discovered how out of whack it was, and it literally took me 2 hours to try to modernize it a little bit. But it's not, no, Cold Blood, I'm not going to say, I will admit that if you're gaming on Stadia, then yes, you're taking a step back. You were taking a step back from hardcore gaming because they weren't like giving you all access, untethered access to the latest hardcore games out there. I will say that. However, man, GFN and that 3080 tier, bruh, that thing ain't no joke. That is no joke. You can do some serious hardcore gaming on that. No doubt. That thing is no joke. That being said, we're not here for that. We're here to talk about mainly console gaming with a little sprinkle of PC gaming. And what we do here is, again, this is uncensored, by the way. I'm done with the, you know what I'm saying? Unless I'm doing it on the cloud side. Over there on the cloud side, you know, they're a little bit, you know, they're a little bit more danked over there. So so the Sailor Mouth MM2K can't come out over there. But I'm done with the trying to be crispy clean for everybody. I'm gonna say things how I feel, the way I feel, particularly over here on Twitch. Twitch is a great place to be fully expressive and ain't got to worry about all the stupid, goofy stuff that's gonna take your channel out of the algorithm and all that dumb shit that they do over on YouTube. Oops, sorry for those that are watching this VOD on YouTube 2 days after the fact. Oops, sorry, but it's the truth. With that said, thank y'all everybody for coming through. This is, again, we're gonna be talking today about the Gears of War TV show, not the game. The TV show. But that's okay. We can talk about that. A game we are going to talk about, though, on a rival platform is God of War Ragnarok. And then we're going to talk about the state of the two, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? And then we're going to round it up with some hardcore gaming on the PC side. We're going to try to mend the fences. I know a lot of people out there be like, hold on, man. That PC gaming ish is whack. That console issue is too limited. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm all about this, that, or the other. Now let's try to mend the fences. Let's talk about hardcore gaming across the board, and we're going to talk about where PC gaming on the hardcore spectrum is starting to grow. All right. With that being said, PC gaming is boring. Nothing but bird's eye view. Well, no, I mean, look. We can't, as far as exclusives are concerned, you got some dope shit over there, man. You got some dope shit that are coming, more so than I've ever discovered before. See, a lot of people don't realize this. There is a lot of dope shit on hardcore shit on PC. The general public just don't hear about it because PC is so complicated, and a lot of it is like keyboard and mouse. You know what I'm saying? But you got add-ons to stuff. You got new DLC coming to different things. I think I read somewhere that Scum is the shit, man. Scum is the shit, bro. And I think I read somewhere where Scum was getting new updates. And then there are other games that are being demoed that are hardcore that you don't hear about. So there's some shit popping over in PC. But today we just got one about, we're just gonna talk about Japan a little bit. Get your thoughts on that. With that being said, Cold Blood, this is definitely for you, brother. And if I got to make some concessions, see, this is my brother Cold Blood. We and him, we operate differently. Everybody else that's listening might be like, oh man, oh phooey, that's some foul shit, MM2K, and I really don't care. Cold Blood is my brother. Here's how this show is going to work after this inaugural episode. So starting next Monday, and yes, we're going to do this show on Monday. Starting next Monday, what's going to happen is portions of the chat are going to be sub only. This is not me. I'm not doing this for Cloud Dosage, or I'm not doing this for PNTS Network, or I'm not doing this for Broadband Bullies. I'm doing this for me. And daddy got to keep the lights on. All right. There's a lot of shit that I'm going to be buying, adding on to the show to make it better for everybody. Like, we're gonna get a 1-800 number. So some of y'all can call in and talk y'all shit. MM2K, you a dumbass. Da 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 da. We're gonna be adding more stuff to Discord. All that stuff adds up. It's gotta get paid for somehow. So you'll still be able to listen live. But if you want to participate in all of the chat, I'm not saying all of the chat is going to be sub only, but portions of the chat will be sub only. If you want to participate in certain parts of the chat, you're going to want to make sure that you're sub. Just hit that sub button above, man. We appreciate it. Cold Blood. If you now here's another thing that to think of. You ain't got to come out of the pocket in order to be a sub. If any of you have that crown next to your name and you haven't already gifted your Amazon, if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you get a free sub to gift every month. There you go. That takes care of it. If you've already gifted it to someone else, shame on you, but that's all right. It's okay. Except for Cold Blood Sensei, we're going to figure something out. My brother got to be in the chat 24/7. Now people going to hear that be like, oh man, oh phooey. Well, you keep rocking out with us. I might gift you something too. You know what I mean? Cold Blood says what? They done put me to sleep enough with Gears 4 and 5. Now they doing the show. Holy Jesus. Jesus. Yeah, we going to talk about it. Just so again, Cold Blood, hit me up on Twitter or something like that if you've already gifted your sub. I mean, yeah, and we'll figure out something because you got to be in my chat. That's just how we rock. But for everybody else, just hit that, show some love, man. Show some love. I be seeing a lot of people that follow my content, man. When I'm doing stuff on these other platforms, I do a lot of content, but I'm doing it for the sake of the platform. So I don't worry about it, but I'll be paying attention. You know what I mean? I'll be looking. And we be throwing y'all gobs of content. No, nobody contributes. But then y'all be over at Peter and Paul's who make you pay $50 to wave hi to them in the chat. Peter and Paul, I love you. Here goes $39,000. No, Cuddy. No, we ain't gonna do that over here. The Hard Knock Digital Culture is my platform. Broadband Bullies, PNTS Network, Cloud Dosage, those are platforms where I sacrifice for a greater cause because of a group. This is mine. So, you know what I'm saying? Either we rock out hard like that, like me and CB, or you know what I'm saying? If you want untethered access to everything, you can either gift us a sub or just show us some love. That's the saying, all right? Oh, okay, all right. My brother, look, this is my brother Cold. Look, let me tell you something. Look in this chat right now. This is my brother Cold Blood Sensei. I already told him I'm going to look out for him if all else fails. Look what he did. He subscribed for 6 months. I'm not taking anything less from anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can go over to Peter and Paul's. Oh man, I love you, man. I love you for playing the Neo Geo handheld mini. I love you. Y'all go over to Peter and Paul's with that shit all y'all want, man. This is mine. Thank you, Cold Blood, my brother. I love you as always, man. Let's get on with the show. All right, so anywho, man, you know how we do. Let me show you something. Oh, it worked. Golly, man, look at this shit, man. Gears of War released 16 years ago. Today, and to mark the occasion, Netflix has partnered with Coalition to adapt Gears of War video game saga into a live-action feature film. Oh, no, it's not a TV show, it's a film. Followed by... No. It's going to have a film, and it's going to have an adult animated series with the potential for more stories to follow. I mean, yeah, okay. All right, I got you. I can dig it. Here's a brother's question though. What's the next Gears game? What's the next Gears game? That's all I want to know. Get anybody in the chat. Matter of fact, let me see. Can we do a poll? Let's do a poll. Let's manage a poll. Polls are a great way to create a new poll. When do you think we will see a new Gears game? 2023, 2024, 2025. Hell if I know. Again, this is all allow additional votes. I don't know what that means. Duration. Let's keep this up here for 5 minutes. Start poll. Allow additional votes. Oh, that's dope. Okay. All right. I'll allow additional votes. Okay. So, when do y'all think we'll see a new Gears game? Not a movie. Not an adult game with what's the girl's name? That was what's her name? Something Piper Reed or whatever. Not with Piper Reed and Jenna Jameson and Pinky. Not an adult that, you know what I'm saying? Like, when we gonna see a game? Can I find something? Oh, okay. So shout out to the homie King Reaper 7470K. He says, yo, they making a new game that's not Gears. Hold on, why do I have a PC gaming show video? I hope if this doesn't go away soon, then I gotta find that video and get rid of it. Matter of fact. Oh no. Okay, it went away. So they're making a new game that's not Gears. But here's what I thought. Opposite of Castlevania, like Cyberpunk. Oh, shoot. No, you didn't, Cold Blood. He said, Gears Pop 2. Stop it. Here, I'm gonna keep it jiggy with y'all. Gears 5, I thought Gears 5 was cool. I thought Gears 5 was a little bit better than the score it gave it. Did I think it was a 9? No, I didn't think it was a 9. But I thought it was a little bit better than the score it gave it. I liked it. Now, did they revolutionize? I think what it was is that when they looked at it, because it was the 4th installment, or the 5th installment rather, they looked at how much the quality of life of the game had changed or improved, and it really did. It looked prettier. Not really to the much of the quality of life of the game changed. So that's why I think it still got a good score. Like, what was it, 84 or something like that? But I want to pull up something interesting. I want to get what y'all thoughts are on this. Because it's funny that this is happening. Let me see. I can't find it. God damn it. It just hit me. Let me see. Cliff ran out of. Okay, here it goes. Let's put it up here on the board while we up here. Let's talk about it. There's a story here where it says Cliff Belinsky thinks Epic ran out of ideas for Gears of War before selling it to Xbox. It said the franchise former lead designer thinks that the Fortnite maker also needed the money at the time. Cliff Belinsky has suggested Epic Games wasn't sure what to do with Gears of War franchise before agreeing to sell it. It says Belinsky served as the first designer of the first 3 games. So a lot of people look at Gears and they say the first 3 games were phenomenal. Then it was sold to Microsoft. And then there was Gears Judgment that I think, what was it, People Can Fly worked on with somebody else. I think Gearbox had worked on it too. It was like a joint project. That didn't go over so well. Gears 4 came back and people were like, okay, it's cool. But it wasn't of the same echelon as the first 3. And then Gears 5, was still like 84, something like that. Wasn't of the same echelon. So the fear was that as great as it is to have a game that's in its 80s, like I thought Gears 5 was cool. As great as it was to have a game in its 80s, the concern was, is Microsoft, when it comes to hardcore games, we're not talking about Psychonauts or Fizzle Popper. We're talking about hardcore games. When the games are in studio and the team is being regulated by Microsoft, not something that Microsoft absorbed after the game came out, while they're under Microsoft's TLC, can Microsoft foster game-breaking games or stellar games? And it's kind of hard to consider a game. You can consider a game good and great in many ways in the 80s, but it's kind of hard to consider a AAA game great or groundbreaking unless it's in the 9s. And the question is, can Microsoft make a groundbreaking game again? Because they haven't since, holy shit, since the 360 days, maybe. The thing that has me curious about this, and I want to know what y'all feel. Normally when you see something like this, again, opposite of Castlevania, or better yet, Edge Runners. Like, I think you saw a formula that worked. Big update coming. Let's get people reinvigorated for this new update. Let's put out a badass anime to go along with it. So I think that's become the norm. So people are looking at this and they're like, okay, it's something coming from Gears. But as, let me go back here. As homie said in the chat, King Reaper 74 Folk said, nah, said they making a new game. It's not Gears. King Reaper says, what did he say? He said Forza. I think are they making Forza? I don't know. I gotta be honest with you. I've been out of the loop since I've been out of the loop. I don't have an Xbox. Let's first and foremost, let's do this. I don't have an Xbox. Here's what I have. For consoles, I have a PlayStation 5. Now, I don't consider myself a PlayStation fanboy. I just prefer the PlayStation product right now. Now, those of you that are familiar with me, y'all know that hasn't always been the case. I came in here hating all over PlayStation, right? Cold blood. I was hating them like a mug. Let me tell y'all. Let me familiarize y'all with the history. When I first got in this game, I said that I was like, what's his name? Baron. Remember Crazy Baron? Shout out to Baron doing his wrestling thing, man. Getting beat up by Little Scrappy. Shout out to Baron. I was like Baron. I was like, these things are interactive movies. As a matter of fact, I started on Twitch with a series called Is It Worth the Hype? I was talking about Uncharted 4, Horizon Zero Dawn, and I think it was Neo. No, not Neo. It was another game. And I said that these Sony games are interactive movies. They don't require any challenge. They're not this, they're not that, da-da-da-da-da. And mind you, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm still not the biggest fan of Uncharted 4 or Neo. I mean, not Neo, Horizon Zero Dawn. So it's not like I'm jumping on a bandwagon. You know, I still feel the way that I feel about those games. And I was going off of Xbox of old. Jade Empire, you know, the ones that Jade Empire, you know, Halo, the ones that inspired Mass Effect, that brought us BioShock before they went multi-plat or whatever. But those are known as Xbox games. Then something happened. New regime started. And when this new regime took over, you had a whole generation of games, hardcore games from Xbox that I don't think none has never seen a 9. None have never seen a 9. I mean, we had Knights of the Old Republic. We had Jade Empire. I'm not sure what Jade Empire got on Metacritic. And again, I'm not basing everything off a Metacritic. What I'm saying is that there are some games that create such a buzz that resoundingly across the board, everybody loves it. For your day-to-day gaming purposes, I do not recommend listening to a reviewer or listening to an aggregate of reviewers. If you're on the fence about a game, well, the best thing always to do is if you can buy the game your damn self, buy the game. If you can demo the game, it's always, it's hard for me to say the way to go is to have another man bite into your sandwich and tell you if you'll like it, if you'll like the taste. You gotta try it yourself. But if you're on the fence or if money is tight or whatever the case may be, you may be in a choice to where you're like, okay, I can only get 2 games, but I'm interested in 3. Something's got to give. And that third game that you're on the fence about, that you might be able to scrape a little bit extra pennies on, if you have a reviewer, as I'm going to show you in a little bit when it comes to God of War Ragnarok, if you have a reviewer that can co-sign and help you push you in one way or the direction, okay, fine. And occasionally that's cool. But when it comes to things that are transforming gaming, setting a precedent, and creating reliability of gamers, we haven't had any games from Xbox that have done that for a whole generation. And a generation of 2 years now, it's a long ass time. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I see Halo sneakers. I see this Gears of War movie. I see a lot of shit. A lot of poopy shit that's oozing out of the pie shooter of fandom, but not results. Am I just a jaded Xbox gamer, former Xbox gamer? Y'all let me know. Let me know. Like I said, this is where the rubber hits the road here. NRO podcast. Let me know your thoughts. Now, granted, 2023 is around the corner. A lot of my PlayStation brethren will say, oh, Xbox is still going to suck in 2023. I don't think so. I don't think so. I got a feeling that Starfield it's going to be a breakout hit for them. I got a feeling. My feeling could be off, but I got a feeling that Starfield will be a breakout hit for them. Can they follow it up with anything else? We'll see in 2023. 2023 seems to be stacked a little bit for Xbox. So we'll see. But man, 2022 is abysmal. And here's what I say. I believe this, but God damn it, it better be true. Xbox 2023 better be the shit for Xbox. It doesn't have to be transformative to where people are like, oh, these games are better than Sony's games. I don't think they're going to be there yet. I think Starfield is going to create some buzz, right? Some conversations. But I look at, what was that Arcane game? I'm not the biggest fan of that. What's that, the fucking vampire game and shit? I don't like that shit. Shit looks cheesy to me. I think the best game that they probably ever will develop is Deathloop. And that was because they had the ultimate curators, whether you like it or not. And again, you're talking to somebody who came in this game, got his chops wet on talking shit on PlayStation and calling it walking simulators. You had to eat those words and come to reality. That PlayStation, when it comes to checking on games, God damn it, they are the ultimate curators. And even Arcane Studios said it. They said we've learned, when they won an award for Deathloop, they said we've learned so much from PlayStation. Like, working with them was so great. I've never seen them. I've seen them talk about their previous games, and they just seem to be so matter of fact. Prey and all. What was the Dishonored and all the other shit? But there was like a light in their eyes when they were talking about working with PlayStation. So hopefully they carry that over to this new game. What is this new fucking game called? I don't know. It doesn't excite me. It looks like they made it to the mountaintop and then they tumbled on the side back to the beginning of the mountain. It just, I'm not interested in it. It could be wrong. If I'm wrong, hell, shit, I'll take the L. I'd rather take the L and have a great game to add to the arsenal, opposed to being right and having another dud. But I do think 2023 is going to be a big year for Xbox. Not enough to change the conversation alone, like to flip who makes the great, but it's good, you know. I think it's going to start changing the conversation to Microsoft creates duds and don't know how to curate games, to where, oh shit, they got something going with Bethesda. Damn, that was a great get. I think that, and I don't think that because I need it to happen. No, I don't need it to happen, but I think that. I mean, we kind of do, because competition is good. But it's not that we need it to happen. Or I need it to happen. I just think that because just looking at the stars as they align, it looks like Microsoft is really putting all their eggs in their basket for 2023 and 2024. But I'm going to tell you this. Here's the flip side of that. Here's what the CYA side of that. It better be a stellar year for Microsoft. It better be. Because if it's not, my God, my God, my God. Meaning, now okay, so if it's not a stellar year, it'll start off with Starfield fizzling out. Starfield has to be, in my opinion, an 88 game to be, or higher, to be acceptable Metacritic, and for Microsoft to say, here goes our AAA hardcore game that is transformative, it has to be in the 90s. 93 or above. So anything from 89 to 93, I'll put it like this. Anything from 89 to 93 is where Starfield at least has to be. Or 88 to 93, I'm sorry. 88 to 93 is where Starfield has to be. For it to be considered transformative, it has to be above 93. All's not lost if it's only, and I say only as an oxymoron, but if the best it can pull out is an 88, it's not lost. But if it don't pull out an 88, and then the rest of these games come out, and none of them pull out 88s as well. I'm talking about the hardcore. I'm not talking about Psychonauts and Pizzle Popper. If the rest of these titles fizzle out, and on top of that, you add that you're stepping back from Game Pass, it's only going to be 15% of this and that. You have the hiccups that you're having instead of Fortnite, but as far as enhancing your cloud gaming platform, like everybody, like now everybody's they're looking at what's happening with Fortnite. And they're saying that's great for Fortnite, and it's lucrative for Fortnite, but we can't take Xbox cloud gaming as a whole seriously unless that quality goes up. And people, and I've seen a gradual transition just in the last few weeks alone since Stadia's closed, where a lot of people are like, nah, GeForce Now, all that PC gaming and all that, it's too complicated. To where now, because I've been doing polls, I've been reaching out to people, been talking to people. Now I'm starting to see people that are at the fundamental level of this cloud gaming. And it's important to have them in your corner because these are the people that you're going to springboard from if you want cloud gaming to someday be mainstream. But we're years away from that. But it's important to court those people. People are looking at that and they're like, nah, we're going to step away from xCloud and I'm going to go with GeForce Now. So Xbox has to. They have to put out a very good, a fantastic to transformative title. And I think their biggest shot at doing that is Starfield. If Starfield comes in under 88, I don't know what other game that they put out that does it. But that will be a tall tale. Like if 2003 comes off weak, oh, they're in a shit field of trouble. It can't come out weak. I don't believe it is. But they can't come out weak. All right, let's go to our chat and then we're going to go on to the next topic. Cold Blood says, Baron's a fool. He said, dude's still crying as though Chain didn't get nominated for Game of the Year. Hot take, no Mario game ever released deserved a 90. Oh, man, oh. Nintendo fans, send your hate to Cold Blood Sensei. Nah, if you didn't jump on the Xbox train 2019, you were brainwashed, and there is no way to save you. He said, Starfield looks worse than No Man's Sky. I'm going to say that Starfield right now, from what they've shown, doesn't blow me away. And I am concerned that it's due out at the beginning of the year. And we've seen this little. So I don't know. I'll say it's questionable. that we've seen this little. And it could be just paranoia from Cyberpunk, you know. I mean, we did see a lot of Cyberpunk, but it was like when it came to people demoing the actual gameplay, we saw put together showcases. But with Xbox, and that's a perfect segue to my next point. What people are doing with this game is they're not at all. How do I have this up here? They're not at all being shy about it. They're letting everybody get their hands on it. What game is that? Ooh. That was the wrong one. I don't know. Oops, sorry. I got to fix that shit. God of War Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok. Comes out day after tomorrow. The embargo was lifted early as hell. That's how you know they was That's how you know they was confident that this game was the shit. Has a 94 Metacritic. I wonder what the other God of War had. I wonder what the other one had. '94 as well. Let me do this. I want to see what Uncharted 4 got. 93. Oh. Just going off of God of War, if they got a 94 and Uncharted 4 got a 93, God of War got robbed. I think God of War is like a 97. Find out the highest rated Metacritic game. Games of all time. Oh, holy cow. Here we go right here. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. That has the highest of 99. Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Grand Theft Auto 4. Soul Calibur. Let me see what else. Super Mario Galaxy. Red Dead Redemption 2 was a 97. Wow. You know, I never played that. And Grand Theft Auto 5 was a 97. Disco Elysium. You know what? I need to grab that. I keep hearing so much about that game. Tony Hawk, Perfect Dark, Red Dead Redemption 2. Look at that. Look at the Grand Theft Auto 3. Halo's up there. Halo. Yeah. Okay. All right. I was just curious. So, God of War is a 94. Just like the old one. I really don't know. I just don't know if we're going to have any other games besides this. That's, you know what I mean? I know Elden Ring. Elden Ring might get Game of the Year though. What do y'all think? Let's manage this one poll. I'm gonna ask another poll. View the results. All right. Everybody, most people think that that Gears of War will get a new game in 2025. All right, let's do this. Let's do a new poll. Manage poll. New poll. Who will win Game of the Year? I'll put it like this. Who will win the most? Honors for 2022 with God of War or Elden Ring. I'm curious. I don't know if there's going to be any other contenders out. I don't think it matters besides them two. I mean, I know people said Plague's Tale. I don't know. What did Plague Tales come in at? I don't even want to look it up. But Elden Ring might. It depends on how many Gods of War are sold. I think Elden Ring, last time we heard, it was 14 million, right? Am I right about that? I think it was 14 million. Now, granted, God of War is only on one platform. So if God of War comes anywhere close to that, that's going to be phenomenal. Elden Ring was everywhere. Shit. I think you can play Elden Ring on the Steam Deck. That's going to be fantastic to see. So it's a battle of two juggernauts. It's a battle of two juggernauts. So we will see who will come out on top. But I don't think there's going to be anything else this year. 2022 was a dud. Microsoft didn't help either. 2022, as far as hardcore games are concerned, 2022 was a dud. This is easy pickings for Elden Ring and God of War alone. Now, I didn't play Horizon Forbidden West. This is where I'm going to make my PlayStation people a little upset. We got to keep it real. Is Horizon Forbidden West all that? Nobody's talking about it anymore. Now, I didn't play it. Nobody's talking about it anymore. If it's very much like the first one, it doesn't deserve to be in the discussion. You know what I wish would have came out this year, so I could be in the discussion too? Deathloop. I honestly think out of all the games that I've played, I think Deathloop is the best game so far this generation. Like, Arcane was always almost there, but it was just something missing in their games. And I think being under PlayStation's wing helped them get it. I really think Deathloop is very close to transformative with the whole time loop thing. That's the best game to me so far. Goldblood Sensei says, well, going by its meta, it's Elden Ring, but not to forget 2018 God of War 1. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, everybody just thought, including me, everybody thought it was a shoo-in for Red Dead Redemption. And no, God of War came out with more awards. Coldblood says, Horizon is my second game of the year contender. Then comes Elden Ring at third place. Oh, okay. All right. I mean, if Horizon comes in cheap, I'll try it. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't a fan of the first one. But we'll see. But man, oh man. Like, God of War is one of those experiences that, let me give you guys a little bit of history before. I'm going to say this. It's one of those experiences that are more than worth you going and getting a PlayStation 5 for. If that's the only reason why you go get a PlayStation 5. I'm going to tell you this. And believe, and I never believed that. I never believed in the system seller. I always believed in the whole catered experience, right? But I got to tell you guys something. I made a bet back in my PlayStation hate days, my Xbox, Cold Blood call it my Xbox brainwash days. And there's a place, those of you that are in the States may be familiar with Rent-A-Center. Rent-A-Centers are rent to own for people with horrible credit. And the purpose of Rent-A-Center is, even if you have horrible credit, they will loan you certain devices and electronics. But by the time you pay it off, you've paid like 3 times the price. That's how they make their money. But you get the benefit of not having to buy it because you have horrible credit, so you can't get a credit card, let alone you don't have the money to buy it outright anyway for cheaper. That's how they get you. So I said, God of War is going to be a walking simulator like all these other games. I am going to not waste my time on buying a PlayStation for this because I didn't have one at the time. I said it's not going to be worth it. I said I'm going to rent a PlayStation 4 for a week, beat God of War, give it back. And I'm having that PlayStation for 6 months. And I end up just buying one. And it was worth it because what it was is God of War was challenging, man. Like I played it on hard. It was hard. And other things were going on too that kind of was messing with my game time and stuff like that. So it wasn't, the fact of the matter is that if it was easy as I said it was, I should have been able to breeze through it. And I wasn't able to. And I'm glad that I kept the game because when I played it, I enjoyed it so much that I was like, holy shit. This was like from the credit rolls to everything. This was such an excellent game that I was like, damn, man. I am so happy that I've kept this game. And I'm so happy that I've kept the system, and I'm so happy. So then, because if it wasn't for that, Vigor Chronicles Vengeance, that shit looks dope. Might have to pick that up. I said, man, I might have to pick up Last of Us 2. I still haven't finished that one, y'all. I know I'm a fraud, but golly, what a fantastic fucking game. And that's what my whole mind state towards PlayStation changed. I said they blossomed from the walking simulator, non-challenging, just telling you a story, an interactive story. They graduated from that to giving you full-blown story engrossed, but rich gameplay experiences that do not get stale and stagnated. They know how to pepper it out to where the game loop is fun. You don't get bored. You're like, oh, I hate this part. Like there was no part of God of War or what's it called where I said I hate it. There was like one little puzzle in God of War that I was like, oh, fuck. Because I hate puzzles. But there was no part in any of those games where I was like, I was bored. And I haven't finished Gears either. But I will say that there were parts of Gears to where I just felt like I was going through the motions, even though I think the game is pretty cool. So now that we're comparing, we've already talked about Xbox and PlayStation. My question to you is, who do you think, 2022 isn't even up for discussion. Xbox is just sitting on I don't want to say sitting on Xbox. This round, they were just trying to catch their breath. I'll chop it up to that. I'll chalk it up to that. Xbox was trying to catch its breath. They were a little winded and they were trying to catch their breath in 2022. They tried to throw some haymakers in 2021. They thought some other games, they thought Starfield and stuff was coming at the end of the year. They misjudged their shots, they misjudged their punches, and they were real winded. So they were just trying to survive the round in 2022. And if anybody tries to make it seem like that it's other than that, Xbox had a great year or Xbox had a year comparable to PlayStation. And I'm not saying PlayStation had a super fantastic year. They had a decent year. Well, so far, until God of War comes out. God of War changes all. But they had a decent year. But even without God of War, Xbox was outperformed. Considerably outperformed. And now they're bringing God of War to the table. Anybody that tries to make this year seem comparable, equally, parallel, is a fanboy. So if you're listening to this and you're like, well, there was Tunic, you're a fanboy. We cannot have a logical discussion. It's like when the Xbox community said that this game that you're looking at on the screen, they said it was going to be trash because there was no longer a jump button. Remember that? There ain't no jump button, so the game is going to be trash. And here's the thing that people should have called out a long time ago on a lot of these fraudulent claims that God of War just doesn't appeal to me. Rise, Son of Rome, which I think is a decent game. It's a decent game. But Rise, Son of Rome worked on very similar angles. It's just God of War does it better. You can't tell me that you look at Rise, Son of Rome, but then looked at God of War. That doesn't, Rise I don't think has a jump button either. You can't tell me that you looked at Rise, Son of Rome, then looked at God of War and said, nah, God of War isn't my thing, but there was like, but Rise, Son of Rome was an excellent game. I hadn't played Rise, Son of Rome. Xbox did such a horrible job promoting that game. I thought that was a Kinect game. I thought it was a first-person only game, and I wasn't interested in the Kinect. I wasn't one of those people that was on that bandwagon. If it would have brought over more gamers to help subsidize the platform, make it bigger, and so I could get better games that I like, sure, fine, add to shit. But it wasn't for me. So when the Kinect got discontinued, I said, holy shit. Yeah, this game definitely ain't for me. But then, come to find out, it wasn't until, I'm going to say 2019, that I discovered that Rise was like a third-person action game, too. I was like, wow, this is crazy. And it still held up well visually. But it still wasn't no God of War. There's no way that you could have played Rise, Son of Rome, then looked at God of War and said, nah, this is not it. If that was your response, you're a fanboy. And we can't have any logical discussions on this. You can have everybody has favoritism. Like when it comes to sports, everybody has a favorite team. Like my favorite football team is the Kansas City Chiefs. But when they went up against the Buffalo Bills, people asked me, they said, well, you think your Chiefs are going to destroy the Bills? And I said, nope. I said, I hope we don't get our asses kicked. I hope it's not a double-digit win or a three touchdown win. Now, granted, it wasn't that bad. I think they lost by a touchdown or 3 points or 4 points or something like that. It was a lot closer than I expected. But despite my own bias, I could have an objective conversation is what I'm saying. If you're telling me that you liked Rise, Son of Rome, but you looked at God of War and you thought it was trash, that just tells me that we cannot have an objective conversation. But the question is, and I'm going to put the poll out there. And I think it's a reasonable question because I really don't know who I don't even know what PlayStation has coming out in 2023. So give me a second. Yeah, you guys are gonna like this one. I'm gonna keep this out here for about 10 minutes. All right, let's start the poll. Who will have the better 2023 as far as AAA hardcore games? I have Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, or PC. Let us know what you think. But 2022 is over. 2022 is definitely over. Oh, it's Snow Bunny in here. Snow Bunny is in the house. Hey, sweetheart, how you doing? Long time no hear. I hope everything is good. Good to see you. This is always a good idea to revisit something sometimes. Definitely Ghost of Tsushima, dude. You love anime and Japanese culture. You're going to love it. Yeah, I forgot all about Ghost of Tsushima, and I got to try that. I got to try Ghost of Tsushima. But there's no way you can look at 2022 and say Xbox is up to replay. You can't. And I hate to belliger that point, but I just want to make it abundantly clear, like, how the conversations will go here. As far as consoles are concerned, I favor PlayStation, yes. But I can have an objective conversation. I told you, my least favorite games from them are Uncharted 4 and the Horizon series, well, Horizon Zero Dawn. I haven't played Forbidden West, so I got to be fair. So I can have that conversation with you. But unless we're going to laugh at you, what we're not going to entertain is a conversation where people try to make it seem like that Xbox had a comparable year to PlayStation in 2022. It's not happening. Now, 2023 is up for discussion. Let's have it. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what PlayStation has coming in 2023. If people can let me know. I don't know. Snow Bunny said that my pre-orders for my Switch alone is insane. So just let us know in the chat what you think. But I'm curious to hear what everybody has to say about that. And here's my thing. 2023 has to be stellar. For Starfield, reasonably, and their lineup. If Starfield flops, I really don't see what other game picks it up. But I don't think Starfield is going to flop. I think Starfield, I just have this feeling that Starfield is going to be an 88 or above game. And again, as long as it's 88 to 93, I think that's acceptable. What makes it transformative and puts it in that, okay, now maybe Xbox is turning the corner a little bit and maybe they can start curating some great games as well. Because my favorite game so far is, I love this game. I love it. It's definitely. Anyway, I think that you start having that conversation and be like, oh shit, there's going to be some hot stuff coming out of the Xbox camp, is if Starfield is at 94 or above. Now, we'll have to see. But you can't have the back pedal of Game Pass that you put all your marbles into. You can't have the fact that Game Pass missed its mark. Like, as somebody that works in the financial world, I've been doing it for over 2.5 decades. Missing your announced milestones financially is not good. It's not good. You can sit there and say, well, the climate and this and that. And shout out to Matt Piscatella. I love him. Sometimes I think he gives Xbox a little bit of cover. He gives everybody a little bit of cover because he doesn't want to seem biased. But I'm here to just give you the straight dope. Cut, pure, Colombian. just straight dope. It is never good to miss projections. And see, here's what they tried to play last year. They were like, Game Pass went up, what was that, 40-something%. So that's great. Anything that goes up 40%. Here's the problem. It depends upon the climate if it's great. Let me give you an example. I own a hotel. He owns a hotel. Sensei owns a hotel. We're all competing. The Olympics come to whatever country we're in. We're gonna call it Gameatopia. That's the name of our country. The Olympics are coming to Gameatopia, and they're coming to our city where all three of our hotel chains are at. Normally, my rate of return or my profit margin is around 6 to 12%. Meanwhile, Cold Blood Senseis and Buddies is around 18%. So they outperform me regularly. But let's say the Olympics are coming, and because the Olympics are coming, everybody knows that all the hotels are going to be overbooked. They're going to be seeing capacity up 1,000%. So everybody makes their projections. Cold Blood makes his projections. He says, okay, for this quarter, we're going up 80%. Bunny says, I'll do you one better. We're going to go up 90%. I know I'm at the bottom of the barrel, but still, we got to be in the range of our competitors. So I'll play it safe. I say we're going to go up 70%. If after everything's said and done and the dust is settled, Cold Blood hits his projections, Bunny hits her projections, but let's just say I only go up to 40%. I don't get to sit there and say, well, you know what? I normally only go up 12 to 6 or 6 to 12%, so I did well. What is everybody talking about? No! The current climate called for me to be in the 70 to 90 percentile as my peers. My peers hit their projections. I have no excuse. So there was no excuse last year. The climate was just that high to where if they went up 40%, it was customary. They should have done better because they projected it themselves. So now you have that factor. Okay, but maybe we didn't carry the two. We made a mistake. But it's happened in back-to-back reportings. Now, granted, PlayStation slid too in some of their projections. But Xbox is investing an exuberant amount of money in this gamble that is called Game Pass. PlayStation Plus or even Xbox Live Gold are not a gamble. They're already proven subscription services, the most successful ones out there. Xbox is investing an exuberant amount in this gamble, which is Game Pass, and hoping that on the back end, the rate of return is going to be something that nobody else can match because they themselves alone have the war chest and have the partnerships in line to make this thing work, and they're going to be in a unique position. And now they're telling you that with all this money that they invested all this money into this thing, way more so than they have in their most profitable subscription service. Like, look at Game Pass, look at the Xbox Live games with gold. Disgusting, right? So they've invested way more in this thing that's only going to bring them 15% of the revenue. Think about, someone clip this, please, and play it for your fanboy friends that don't know how to make the numbers jive. There's no way you can excuse the amount of money that they've invested in Game Pass, way more so than their more profitable subscription service, which is Xbox Live with Gold. And it only make up 15% of your business. It just doesn't make any sense. You overshot the moon. And your gamble is now, so now you have to make great games. Now we've come back full circle. You didn't do a 180, you did a 360. You came back to the spot that you were inevitably trying to avoid. You wanted to make it for you about deals and specials, not putting out great games. Putting out interesting games in advance, interesting looking games in advance, and keeping your subscription model honest by buying already sought after and great games, but not being able to curate new experiences on your own. But that's what video game platforms do. They innovate. So it wasn't about you innovating. It's like, let's suck up those that are already doing it, and let's just make it about bargains. Because we can't do what everybody else is doing now. Not with these people. And we're comfortable with these people. Because it's more about this, and it's more about that, and it's more about that, and it's more about this than it is in getting the hard knuckle, no games playing, no pun intended, VPs and execs that can get great titles pushed out. It's not what it's about for us. We're not about curating great experiences. It's too risky for us. Too much money involved. Even though you spend a lot of money here, too much money involved on something that we're just not good at. So instead of us trying to get better at that proven formula, we're going to try to do this. And it didn't work. Nobody wants to admit it, because Xbox felt like they did enough wordplay. But Xbox has now begun the seeds of changing their approach. Game Pass at 15% of their revenue is not it anymore, Charlie. And you might run into a situation to where you're going to see a serious decline in games in there. You might either see a price increase, which they've already talked about with Wall Street Journal. You might see some pushback of the Xbox games that go in there. Because you can't put $500 million games in a subscription service if it's only 15% of the revenue. If that's the case, you would have just done that shit with Xbox Live Gold. So don't let these fanboys fool you. I crunch the numbers. This is what I do to keep the lights on. And people like Matt Piscatella, they're not lying to you. They're not deceiving you. They just don't want to seem biased. So they're not talking about it. This is a failure of a business model. We're on the precipice of a failure of a business model. And our Xbox is already sowing the seeds of conceding that quietly. If things don't pick up for Game Pass in 2023, that's completely different from the trends that they've been seeing where they missed their benchmark, then the Game Pass experiment would have failed as far as the scope that they've had it. And what they're going to do is they're going to drop the scale to match its 15%. And I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a price increase, a noticeable price increase, or if B, or B, you start seeing some of these games not go day and date in Game Pass. If they pull back on that, you don't see, maybe Psychonauts 3 goes in, but Starfield 2 doesn't. You feel me? Maybe they're there temporarily. And one thing I think you're definitely not going to see is you're not going to see stellar AAA games. Like whatever signed up for the next 6 to 8 months, maybe even a year, you'll see it. But I think after 12 months, you're not going to see, for instance, Outriders day and date. You're not going to see MLB day and date. I don't believe, unless again, things change in 2023. If the projections change in 2023 and they justify them continuing to put exuberant amounts of money in the Game Pass and maturing it, then you'll continue to see it. But if not, if the trend continues, then they're going to let that fizzle out. And another thing I will pay close attention to is that Ubisoft Plus is supposed to be coming to Xbox. We ain't heard, now that's supposed to be coming at the end of the year. This is the end of the year, right? We've heard no more about that. Did Xbox decide, you know what? We no longer want to have a Game Pass competitor on the platform to make matters even worse? See, this is the stuff they're not talking about, but that's why we had to return to talk about this stuff. All right. We're about to get into the last subject matter. Just give me a second to adjust some things. 1 second. Chill out and vibe to the music. All right, we got everything good. Let's go back to the chat. Cold Blood says, I love my PlayStation 5 and I love my Switch for games like Xenoblade and Astral Chain, but Xbox, damn, there is nothing excited for. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to play Tunic. That's it. I want to play Tunic. And I don't know if I want to buy it. Like, I looked at the price of it and I'm like, that's a stretch. I don't think this game is worth that. Now, I do have Xbox Game Pass, so I could play it on the cloud because I don't have an Xbox. Well, I do have an Xbox One S, but I can play it on the cloud too. And Tunic is not like a graphically demanding game. It might be like a latency might be a problem though, but we'll see. I might just get it for PC. But Tunic is on PlayStation 5. Oh, okay. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I want to buy it, Cold Blood, because I think it was $40. I don't think Tunic is something I'm interested in playing, but I want to pay for it. I want to pay $40 for it. And that might sound like a cheap SOB, but I don't think it's worth $40. I think it's a $24.99 game. Like, there are like full-fledged, blown out RPGs that are 3 times as long. From what I understand, Tunic is 10 hours, right? I think Tunic isn't that long, if I heard right. There are full-fledged JRPGs that'll triple the time of Tunic. That'll $25. Like, nah, bucko. Yeah, if it drops in price, I'll pick it up. And then that answers my problem. So, yeah, you're right. There's nothing there. Sadly, most things are first person on Xbox. I can't play the first person game, so still nothing. Like third person stuff on Xbox, but it's not interesting. For someone like yourself, Snow Bunny, it's not interesting. It's not even, why even buy it? The Xbox template, you mean? Haha, Tunic. Listen. This is the game is probably, yeah. Yep. All right, let's go to the last thing, and then we're gonna close shop. Oh, I keep hitting this wrong goddamn thing, man. I gotta get rid of that. All right, so this was an interesting story. I was just funneling through, and I saw this, and I'm a big fan of PC gaming in Japan. So this PC gaming market has nearly doubled in Japan since 2018. Even as some Japanese publishers worry about the country's future gaming population, a new report says that at least one segment of Japanese gaming market is booming. Weekly Famitsu via GameIndustry.biz recently published a report from Japanese think tank Kadokawa Asi Research Laboratories that analyzed Japan's PC market. The report said that the market for PC gaming in Japan had nearly doubled, reaching 131.3 billion in 2021, roughly 900 million USD. PC accounted for almost 7% of Japan's overall game market, which has about 2 trillion, 13.7 billion in 2021. The market is heavily dominated by mobile gaming, followed by home consoles, and then PC. There were 16 million PC gamers in Japan last year, about 30% of Japanese total gamer population, estimated at 54.4 million in 2021. That number was just 11 million in 2015. Of that 60 million, 4.5 say they solely play on PC. Wow. Which is more than double the number of exclusive PC gamers in Japan in 2015. So Catan analyst Drs. Serkin Toto speculated on why Japan's PC gaming market is booming. Twin motivations could be supply issues for PlayStation 5s and the pandemic pushing gamers to find entertainment wherever they could. There's also a growing acceptance of foreign and indie games sold on Steam and the Epic Games Store, as well as more Japanese publishers making games for PC such as Final Fantasy XIV. I think that has a lot to do with it. Games like that, and then the forthcoming Section 8, and then Lost Ark, games like that I think are helping grow. PC has never really did in Japan, and its niche character has always been a bit exaggerated in my view, said Toto. I believe the trend to a bigger PC game industry in Japan will continue in the next several years. For example, Valve says that Japan not only finally enters Steam's top 10 country ranking, but country currently boasts one of the highest growth rates worldwide. So that's what it is. It's a lot of these hardcore PC games that are coming to the market. I think that is spurring the growth. Lost Ark, Section 8. Like, let me pull up Section 8 real quick. I know a lot of people are like, oh, who cares about PC? Let's go check out Section 8. Section 8 gameplay. And then there's these other games too, like a lot. Remember, what is that? Project 8, I think it is. Oh man, Plan 8. There we go. Let me see. Plan 8. I'm gonna put Plan 8 trailer. So there's a lot of there's a lot of games coming. Plan B, Plan 8. Here it goes. There's a lot of games that now play fantastic on PC that are Japanese designed that weren't that way. Remember, Japanese games used to be horrible on PC. And now that you have Japanese games and then Korean developers and other Asian developers, look at this game, man. Hold on. Woo. I'm on MM2K. We got to do better than this. Look at how unprofessional we are. Look at how unprofessional we are with this all out of frame. There we go. Look at that, man. Holy shit. That, man. Hey, yo. You need to stop that, Cold Blood, since they talking about there ain't nothing to play on PC. Said Lost Ark is probably the most overhyped game on PC. I couldn't play more than 30 minutes of it. The controls are horrible. I'd rather play Diablo. Yeah, the control, I don't like the control setup. I don't like the control setup. You are right. Look at that, man. This looks, come on, man. Come on, bruh. Look at this. I mean, it's games like this that really got me excited for gaming in the future. Like, they keep evolving like this. So, with that said, I think it's these type of titles, these hardcore titles that are, you know, bringing PC gaming up. So, in Japan, and rightfully so. You know, we got Wukong and all those other games. So we got there's a lot of dope shit. All right. With that said, that's it for today's show. Ask me questions, man. Ask me questions. And just as a reminder, shout out to Cold Blood Sensei who subscribed for 6 months. We're going to be airing this every Sunday in Cold Blood. I think this is going to be done earlier. So that should help y'all. We're going to do it 2 hours earlier than we normally do. But let us know what you think. Next week, the chat will be sub only in certain segments, just so you guys are aware. You know what I mean? Like the Hard Knock Digital Culture and NRO podcast. See, this ain't part of PNTS Network. This isn't part of Broadman Bullies. It's not part of Cloud Dosage. This is mine. So for those other platforms, you know, sometimes people come in and we give so much content. We're very giving. And, you know, people just, they don't have to contribute. And that's fine. Here, we got to keep the lights on. So here, this is a family affair. We all going to be responsible. I'm bringing you a lot of talk and in-depth research and angles of conversations that you're just not getting anywhere else. Like the whole numbers thing where we talked about the Game Pass projections and back-to-back reporting periods not making their mark, about that being bad. Nobody's having those conversations. So we're trying to make sure that you get the truth. What you're going to want to do is to make sure that you're part of that conversation. As always, you get unfeathered, tethered access, as well as some of the other stuff that we got planned coming too. Just hit that sub button. You know what I mean? We appreciate it. All right. Any questions? What times on Sunday? No, Monday. Bunny, normally I'm going to do this Monday. I want to say normally I'm going to do it around 2 p.m. Eastern. So I started this today at 3:30. So about an hour and a half earlier than normal. Oh yeah, don't even worry about YouTube. I'm going to do something different on YouTube through Patreon for my MM2K channel. We're going to work through Patreon on that one. And our Patreon subscription is going to be reasonable on that one. So stay tuned for that as well. But if you're subbed here, you're good. But so it's going to be, Mondays. I want to say 2 p.m. Eastern. You know what I mean? So, all right. With that said, thank y'all, everybody. I appreciate it. Until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Peace. We had to fix that real quick. Peace out, everybody.